Hello, wonderful people. You're welcome back to Wake Up with Me, where we wake us all up to who God has called us to be. My name is Femi, and if this is your first time here, you are so very welcome. And to all my subscribers, I appreciate you. I do not take you all for granted. You are so very welcome to today's episode. If this is your first time here, please do well to subscribe to this channel. And if this message meets you well, resonates with you, please do share this video. So today, we are talking about 4 things that will happen when you put your trust in God's timing. In these times, I sense in my spirit that a lot of people are impatient. A lot of you want to achieve so very fast, which is understandable. But, knowledge, they say, is power. Let's look at 4 things that will happen when you trust in God's timing. So, 4 things that will happen when you put your trust in God's timing. Number 1 thing that happens when you put your trust in God's timing is you have inner peace and you are contented. Why do you need to put your trust in God's timing? You need to put your trust in God's timing because the Bible says He makes everything, He makes everything beautiful in His own time. So when you put your trust in God's timing, you have inner peace. You are contented because you know that your God has got you. No matter how crazy the situation is, no matter how there's so much unrest, there's this inner peace and contentment that I receive all that God has in store for me because I know that, it's because of Him that I am here. So there's a peace because it says He will give you peace that surpasses all understanding. People outside will look at you and they'll be like, why is this person? In fact, they will give you names. They will say, this person does not have ambition. But when you are contented, when you have inner peace, it's a show of you trusting in God. And when that happens, God is like, okay, I can do my work in my child. I can do my work because this one is content. Whatever I give this one, they appreciate and they make the best use of it. So when you trust God's timing, you have inner peace because you have experienced that He makes everything beautiful in His own time. So nothing is shaking you, nothing is moving you because you trust in the King of Kings and in the Lord of Lords. Now, what's the number 2 thing that will happen when you trust in God's timing? The second thing is you have a strengthened faith and you trust Him. Your faith is strengthened. Look at David. He was able to say, look, the God that took me, helped me to fight the lions or the whatever in the forest can help me pull down this giant. When you trust in God's timing, strength and faith comes into you. Your faith is strengthened. You're like, I can do all things through Christ Who strengthens me? You have faith because you know that God that did it then will do it again. And that strengthened faith comes from a place of trust. You become a person that trusts the King of Kings, and you become a person that sees those things that are not as though they are. You call it forth. That is what faith is all about. So the first one I talked about, and now the second one is strengthen faith and trust. Where's your faith at, brothers and sisters, in these times? God needs you to have faith. He wants you to trust in him. And when you trust in him, that faith will continue to increase. It will continue to be strengthened. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you just didn't know how you were going to come out of the whole mess? But somehow, some way, God brought you out. And now you look back at where you are coming from and you say, that can only be God. So the next thing that happens is when you are faced with something even worse, you tell yourself, he's got me. I live because God lives. Because he lives, you can face tomorrow. Because he lives, all fear is gone. And because you know God owns your future, and life is worth a living just because he lives. That song comes from a place of strengthening faith. You know that because he lives, you live. And when your faith is strengthened, there's no mountain that you cannot surmount. So 4 things that will happen when you put your trust in God's timing. The number 2 is strengthen faith and trust in God. If you are enjoying this, if you are learning from this, please do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Like this video and stay tuned for the fourth part. Stay tuned to the end. Remember, I'm talking about 4 things that will happen to you when you trust God's timing. The third thing that will happen when you trust God's timing is that you experience greater alignment with God's will. He makes everything beautiful in his own time. You surrender. When you surrender, it is you saying, I trust you. And the moment you begin to trust God, everything will be aligned to his will. Because you're trusting God, you are telling him, in your trusting God, you're telling him, God, let your will be done. Not my will, Lord, but yours be done. So I challenge you this morning to put your trust in God's timing. Because when you put your trust in God's timing, you are in full alignment, physical, spiritual, health-wise, financially. You've become in great alignment with the will of the Father. Everything aligns. Everything begins to work together for God's will, for God's purpose. And guess what happens at the end of the day? You fulfill what he has brought you here. When you are aligned with God's will, you are at the right place at the right time. Now, the next thing is The fourth one, number 4, what happens when you put your trust in God? When you put your trust in God, you begin to manifest the blessings and the opportunities that are available to you. When you say, Lord, I'm trusting you for that job. I'm trusting you for a spouse. I'm trusting you for good children. I'm trusting you for financial upliftment. I'm trusting you for healing. I'm trusting you for everything that you have in store for me. What you are doing is you are placing yourself in position to manifest the blessings of the King of Kings upon your lives. And when you place yourself in position to manifest blessings, opportunities begins to show. Those things that were hanging begins to fall. Those blessings that were hanging, they begin to fall. You just begin to say, look, I'm not even doing anything. I'm just trusting God to do his thing, right? So these are the 4 things that will happen when you put your trust in God. So with that, I say, there's a lot of benefits that come with you trusting God's timing. Don't let anybody pressure you. Don't let anybody put you on the edge like, oh, you are at this age. What have you achieved? You are 30 something years old. You are not married. You are 50 something years old. What have you done? Look, your time is always now. Just trust in him and you'll see that you begin to manifest blessings. You walk in peace. You will glow. Things will begin to happen naturally. You don't have to force anything. So there you have it. Those are the 4 things that will happen when you begin to trust God's timing. Peace, manifestation of blessing. Wonderful things begin to happen to you. You are not in a hurry. You are in a place of relaxation, no stress, no anxiety. Because when you trust God, what you are saying to him is, I am casting all my fears and all my worries to you. With that, I say thank you for listening. Father, Lord, I thank you for your word that has come forth. And I pray that this word meets your children at the right time. If you resonate or this video resonates with you, please do click on the like button. Share this video if you think you've learned something and you believe you want to share knowledge with another person. Please do share this video. And yes, my name is Femi and I'm your sister on this journey called life. I love you guys and I will see you in the next one. You can affirm this with me. I will put my trust always in God's timing because he makes everything beautiful in his own time. Thank you. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.